How have they still not made this? It's one of the main bad guy troops for 2 of the mainline movies, and we still haven't gotten it as a figure. Did they forget? We've been watching out for those wrist rockets all this time, and they don't even have the decency to give them to us. If and when they do make it, they could have a repaint with some slight resculpt and do the scary versions from Republic Commando. And then you would have the entire line of weird offshoot SBDs that both the Tartakovsky and Filoni Clone Wars cartoons added, like this grapple guy or the ones with the jetpacks. Just make sure that they can hit a running pose so we can recreate the best episode of The Mandalorian.
You're welcome. We finally have the Super Battle Droid in the Star Wars Black Series line, and I gotta say, I think they did a great job here. He's in the standard angled packaging and labeled with Attack of the Clones. Popping him out of the box, you get the figure and this cool blast effect. When I was looking at the blast, I accidentally found out that it separates at the base, but easily pops back into place too. The blast effect attaches onto the wrist blaster pretty easily. It's subtly sculpted to fit one way onto the wrist blaster on the SBD's right arm. You can kind of force it onto blasters from other figures too. I hope they include this with more figures in the future. The elbows have a couple of swivels in them and go up to just about 90 degrees. The wrists also have a swivel and hinge down so you can get into shooty pose. The shoulders are on these ball joints and get a decent amount of range with them. There's a bit of rotation in the waist. There's also a vague idea of some tilt up and down, but that's about it. The legs have a ball at the hip and a swivel right under there. And down in the knees there is a swivel at the top, but the bottom piece is solid. Down in the ankles we have some tilt and swivel, but no rotation. I guess the Confederacy had to cut costs there. He can get his leg way up there. He's kicking the back of his dang old head. And he folds up better than the Droideka. I gotta say the head articulation leaves a little bit to be desired. But I really like the detail they've added in here for us Republic Commando fans. The faceplate pops off to reveal the red eye and stuff like it appears in the game. It looks great and the face is pretty easy to pop on and off and stays on pretty securely so far. I really like the subtle blue shading on the head and how it blends into the rest of the torso area. Overall, the paint apps are very good. I think they did a great job with a lot of the little details. The little red dot on the shoulder is on there cleanly for both of my copies. There is some paint on the joints that gives it a nice contrast. I think it helps that color-wise this is a pretty simple figure. I think the wrists and feet could use a little bit of a black wash to bring out more detail. I might give that a try at some point. For comparisons, here's the SBD next to the Black Series Droideka and the B-1 Battle Droid. And the Black Series Delta Squad from Republic Commando. Black Series Phase 1 and 2 Clone Troopers. The Jedi Survivor Cal Kestis and the Force Unleashed Star Killer. The Jada Toy Street Fighter II Dalsim and M. Bison. And next to the Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and Jada Toys Chester Cheetah. I think the Black Series team did a great job on this figure. It's pretty much everything I would have wanted from a Super Battle Droid figure. No muss, no fuss. If you like this video, you might like my video on the Black Series Droideka. See you later.